Don't worry, I can open the airlock.
I'm seeing a bunch of researchers and farmers under attack in the greenhouse. You've got to get rid of the animals attacking them and clear a path out.
Hi, Rose. Glad to see one of ours is out there with this group of cowboys.
Ag Center is my heart and soul, Catherine. I'll do whatever I need to keep it safe.
Huh? What are you doing here? You still owe me a pod, remember? Matt's life and the lives of any of you sorry-ass rangers who got blasted depend on it. Clock's ticking, slowpokes. Have you managed to find one yet? Or a handful of fragments, at least? Perfect. This is just what I needed. Come find me in Rose's lab when you're done with whatever you're going to do with the radar dish. Hopefully I'll have a cure figured out by then. Thanks again for the pod. Find me later in the lab. Come on, Matt. Let's have a look at this monstrosity.
Come in, Ranger Citadel! Come in, Scorpion HQ! This is Bergen again, calling from High Pool. We are still under attack. These damn wreckers are blowing us to pieces. Send help! Anyone!
High Pool, this is Ranger Citadel. Our closest team is already answering a call at Ag Center, but they will try to reach you as soon as they can. Do you read me? Over.
Yeah, Vargas. We've heard it all before. High Pool always comes last, doesn't it? Scorpions don't treat us like second-class citizens. The Scorpions don't move! Shit! Hit the deck!
You ain't Sergio no more. Please, don't make me shoot you. Don't make me do to you what I had to... Rangers? You bastards, what took you so long? Hang on, I'll unbar the door. Okay, you're still people. So what are you doing here? You come to save the day? Well, you're too late. Oh, hi, Dr. Rose. Didn't see you there. My son, he was with his mama in the fields when everything went insane. I guess he must have caught the sickness somehow. Because when he came home with Marta, he attacked me, just like she did. So glad the blast that killed Marta scared him off. I couldn't bear to kill my wife and my son in the same day. Maybe if you would have come earlier, I wouldn't have had to kill my wife. What the hell took you so long? Always happy to see the Rangers come around. Matt was a Ranger once. Did you know that? Who? Oh, you mean Sammy Haas? The snake squeezins man? Yeah, he was there when Ace was attacked. Don't know how much you'll get out of him, though. He was so scared when he told me, I could hardly understand what he was saying. If you're lucky, he'll be in Rail Nomad. That's where he stocks up on snake squeezins before he makes his rounds. They are God's greatest gift to his creation. Most delicious thing you'll ever taste. And really takes the edge off, well, everything. I couldn't get much sense out of him about that. All I know is that someone or something attacked him, and Ace fought it and died. You want more details? You'll have to get them from Sammy, if you can. Thanks, but I don't know if I'm ready to go. Don't want to see any ghosts. What else would you call dead people you knew and loved who are still up and walking around? I killed one already. I don't want to kill no more. My wife Marta, she and my son Sergio were out in the fields when the madness started. I guess they came down here to the caves to find me. They found me all right, but it wasn't them no more. I started seeing it in the mushroom caves about an hour ago. The mushrooms growing out of control, the other guys getting sick, acting funny. Then the alarm started going off. I tried to head upstairs to find Marta and Sergio, but Doug from engineering and a few of the others chased me in here and tried to tear my face off. And then Marta and Sergio showed up. If I found out somebody sabotaged us, I'd kill them. That's where we experiment with new breeds of mushrooms and other fungi. Not the cheeriest job in the world, being underground all day, but I like it. Cool and quiet down there. At least it was, until the madness started. Can't say for sure, but I have my suspicions. That Sue fella, for one. Always trying to breed weird new plants. Maybe one of his experiments got out of control. Some of the fellas thought somebody might put something in the nutrient mix. They headed off for the irrigation shutoff valve with Doc Larson to turn it off. Don't think they made it, though. I could still hear the pumps. That boy's a strange one, and I don't mean his name. Knew a guy named Moonbat once, so Sue don't faze me. Kathy hired him on as a research assistant, but all he does is bitch about the way we do things around here. Keeps saying the plants should be free, that we shouldn't be hoarding them all to ourselves. If you ask me, he's the fella behind this mess. He did something to the plants to make them tear this place apart and escape into the world. If I see him, I'm gonna give him one for Marta and Sergio right between the eyes. Larson said that closing the pump valve would shut down the irrigation system. Maybe keep the infestation from getting any worse. Been gone way too long, though. Doc's a great guy. Been keeping us fit and healthy ever since he showed up here a year ago. Me and him are good pals. He always comes down to the mushroom caves to chat and pass the time. Always interested in what we're working on down here. Said fungi and molds could be very useful to him in his work. And now he's gone up with the fellas to help shut down the pumps, while I just been hiding in this storeroom. Makes me ashamed of myself. He doesn't even own a gun. I just hope he's still alive. We're all gonna need a lot of healing when all this is over. They push water and fertilizer out to all the fields and greenhouses. Sort of the beating heart of Ag Center. I can't help it. My son's out there. What's left of him anyway. I don't want to come upon him suddenly and have to shoot him. Much better if somebody else does it. Hey, Rangers, if you're gonna be heading out, would you mind me coming with you? Talking to you has made me ashamed to be hiding when there's work to be done. I know I might meet my son out there, but that shouldn't stop me from trying to get moving and see what I can do to help upstairs. Can I follow you? Just till we get out from the caves? Thank you. I feel better already. Okay, let's go. Hey, thanks for leading me out. Please look for Sergio. I just know he'll turn up. I just wish I was strong enough to go with you.
Welcome to the Westfield, Rangers. Lots of experimental fruits and veg, not to mention a large rabbit population, so it's sure to be dangerous. Find the generator that's gone off the rails and find some way to get it back online. Do not just blow it up. I know that comes naturally to meatheads like you, so try to restrain yourselves.
Yeah.
God, we saw everything on the monitors from up here. I can't believe Patrick was... Jesus. Thank you, Rangers. Thank you for ferreting out that bastard. Now close the irrigation valve on the wall behind you. The growth should slow dramatically once you shut it off. You won't be in the clear even then, though. I'll still need to synthesize a cure and get it into the irrigation reservoir before we can call it a day. At least you'll be able to get the radio dish up and running now. Head back up here once you're done there. You can access it in the west greenhouse on my level.
Yep, it's coming in now, good and strong. Hey, 1 second. Ranger Team Echo, this is Ranger Command. Are you reading me? Roger, Echo 1. We just received the Ag Center relay signal. Looks like everything's hooked up correctly. We should be...
The gift I want to pass on to you, the weak, the downtrodden, the persecuted and enslaved. Come to the new Citadel, join our brotherhood, and you too will wear the armor of the evolved. You too will be immortal, invulnerable, untouched by disease or age for all time. You will be a perfect being, ready to lead the world into a golden future of light, beauty, and...
God's mercy is in the bullets of our guns, brothers and sisters. It is in the tips of our bayonets. It is in the death of every sinner who is too blind to turn to the light. Every time we end a life in this God-forsaken world, we end misery and bring peace. So I say unto you, friends, praise the Lord and...
Damn it, Woodson, I did not want that to go out over the air. Sorry about that, Echo 1. Good job, you're halfway there. Please proceed to High Pool ASAP. We are still getting SOS calls from that location. Again, deal with the emergency first, the radio tower second. Copy? Roger, Echo 1. Ranger Command out.
Good, you're back. I've got the cure. At least I know what we need. It was easy once I figured out the pods were mutated fungal spores. All we need is a fungicide, and fortunately, there's a bunch of the stuff in the mushroom caves in the basement. Bring me some, and I can make a serum that'll cure Matt and any of you who are infected. Thank God, you're just in time. Give it to me and wait right here. Matt, your case is very acute. I'm going to have to inject a high concentration dose directly into your veins.
Kathy, I don't think...
Shut up and give me your arm.
I can feel it working. Hurts, but it's better. Better. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, recruits. I'm gonna need some more time on the sidelines, but I think I'm gonna make it.
Thank you, Rangers. If you have a sec, I have one more request for you. You'll be especially interested if any of you caught the infection. Yes, thank you, Rangers. Matt would have died without you, not to mention the rest of us. But there's one last thing to be done. I'll understand if you aren't interested. You've already done great work shutting down the irrigation system and stopping the infection from getting worse. But the affected plants still need to be cured before they completely tear this place down. Not to mention, if any of you got blasted by a pod, then spreading the cure through the complex will get enough medicine in your system to clear you up. Cure Ag Center, cure yourself. To do that, we need to add 1 dose of the serum to the nutrient reservoir tanks in the east greenhouse, just down the hall from here. If she hasn't already, Rose can give you the airlock codes. What do you say? Great. Here's 5 doses of the serum I made from the fungicide. I'm giving you extra in case the infection has somehow spread outside of Ag Center and you need to treat some other irrigation systems. Now, you could use the serum directly on yourselves. It might have some vivifying properties, but the Rangers wouldn't be selfish like that, would they? Oh, really? Fantastic. If you haven't noticed, just turning off the irrigation didn't magically remove the infection. It just slowed it down. Your radio works, but the rest of us are gonna die. Horribly. I know. I saw on the monitors. I still can't believe it. He was one of us. But But maybe it does make a certain twisted sense. He's been spending more and more time working down in the mushroom caves. He said he was working on fungal-based medicines. But why? Why would anyone do this? I don't understand.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Roger, Echo 1. Understood. Stand by. Okay, Echo 1. We anticipated this contingency and have a plan B. Ready to copy? 10-4, here it is. Cartographer Sagara and historian Eggleston have found reference to a functioning radio tower in a town called Damanta. Location cannot be confirmed, but it's reported to be east of the old prison, behind the radiation cloud. We have no intel on how to navigate this cloud, but I've heard second-hand accounts of it being done. I suggest you make contact with locals in the prison area, but be advised, that's Red Scorpion territory. They don't take kindly to us trespassing on their turf. Proceed with caution. Copy? The Scorpions have been mentioning the place lately. Been saying they're trading with them. Supposed to be east of the prison, but I don't know. There isn't much east of the prison but radiation. Our old HQ since right after the apocalypse. We moved out of there about 15 years ago when we took over the Citadel from the Guardians. Now the Red Scorpion militia owns it. They're trying to run things there like we did. Unfortunately, there's still more thugs than rangers, and they rule with a heavy hand. Back in the day, they were just another raider gang. Now they call themselves the Red Scorpion Militia, and they're filling the airwaves with a lot of trash about how they're the real law and order in Arizona. That's a joke, but you'll still want to step carefully on their turf. They can be a mite touchy. Roger, Echo 1. Be careful out there. Ranger Command out.
You're too late, assholes. The wreckers wiped us out, looted us, and left for their camp. So fuck you. You let a whole town die. What the fuck took you so long? That crazy bitch Jackhammer who you just killed, and her thugs, call themselves the Wrecking Crew. Stole everything that wasn't nailed down. Fucking ruined us. High Pool's not coming back from this. I've seen a lot of freaks come out of the waste in my time, but I've never seen anything like her before. She had an arm like a jackhammer. How is that possible? Doc Warner couldn't do a surgery like that in a million years. Not a chance. You'd think the Rangers would have kept a better eye on the place that provides them with most of their water. Well, it's wrecked now. You're gonna go thirsty for your sins. Me? I'm headed for the prison, where my friends are. Your old HQ has been flourishing in your absence. The Red Scorpion militia moved in and built it up real nice. Take care of their people, too. You should give them a visit. Might learn a thing or two. Of course you did. Rangers help Rangers, or ex-Rangers, like that dipshit Forrestal. Everybody else can get slaughtered. Thanks a lot, punks. Damn near held off the first wave. Those wreckers just kept coming. Destroyed our crane, killed Kate Preston, cracked the reservoir, and wiped out our town. Kate was probably the smartest person in High Pool, but she didn't know the ways of the wide, cruel world. Tried to reason with that jackhammer bitch, got her head knocked in for her trouble. Well, after your history with us, you're damn right we got a problem with the Rangers. You've been tolerated here, but you weren't ever loved. And after this, well, there's nobody left to hate you. Nobody but me. I guess old Snake ain't too keen to teach his new recruits the truth about the Rangers' glorious past. Well, let me fill you in. 15 years ago, you fuckers came out here and shot a little orphan boy's dog. And then you shot the little orphan boy. My nephew, Bobby, who weren't armed with nothing but a BB gun. A BB gun! Bobby's where the Rangers can't hurt him anymore. I visit his grave every day. And Rex's too. The dog and his boy, together forever. And why wouldn't I? They're the militia that actually shows up when you call them, unlike the Rangers. At least they tried, asshole. And they didn't know they was gonna be up against robots. You didn't see it? The Scorpions finally killed it below the outflow pipes, but it took them all with it. Don't know what it was doing here, or even if it was with the wrecking crew. But goddamn was it strong. Tore those poor militia boys into tiny pieces. What do you care? They already killed us. What's the point? Well, fine. If you want some revenge, I'll show you where they are. But it's not gonna bring High Pool back.
So you saved Ag Center at the expense of High Pool. A tough decision, and I know it must weigh heavily on your minds. But a choice had to be made. And once you chose Ag Center, you did all you could to save it and its people. I'm particularly pleased that you went out of your way to help Matt Forrestal. He was a great ranger, and remains a credit to our organization now that he's left. Also, let me personally thank you for finding Ace's killer. Whatever it was. I'm sorry your initiation into the Rangers has been such a trial by fire, but you've proven yourself tough under pressure, and in my eyes, that makes you fit to be a Ranger. You have earned the name. Welcome aboard, Rangers. Now, any questions? Ace and I went way back to the prison days. We fought Finster and the base Cochise robot army together. We rebuilt the Citadel from scratch. That I sent him on the mission which got him killed hangs heavy on my heart, and Angie's never gonna forgive me. Our old stomping grounds, since right after the apocalypse. We moved out of there about 15 years ago when we took over this place. It wasn't a bad place, but the Citadel is more defensible. The Red Scorpions have moved into the prison since then. Nasty bunch from all accounts. Craziest jackalope we ever faced. Might have been human once, might have been sane too. But when we met him, he was a crazy android bent on wiping out the human race and replacing us all with mutants. Got his head in our museum if you want to take a look. Place was nearly the death of us. Hell, it was nearly the death of the whole human race. Damned malevolent mainframe churning out an endless army of robots. If we hadn't stopped it, well, I hate to think. Well enough not to talk behind her back when she's standing right in front of me. Hey Angie, how you holding up?
Better now, General. I'm only crying 8 hours out of every day now, instead of 16.
Ain't no shame in grieving, Angie. No shame at all. They call themselves the Red Scorpion Militia now, and lately they've been filling the airwaves with a lot of trash about how they're the real law and order around here. Just another raider gang, if you ask me. I don't give them the time of day. The Rangers have fought robots before, but none like that. I don't know what that thing was or where it came from, and that makes me uneasy. I'd already sent Captain Mercaptain a special requisition form on the condition you bring her something that'll help us track down Ace's killer. From what she's told me so far, you'll need the best she's got. Flintlock was old when I was your age. Now he's ancient. Knows more about the history of the Desert Rangers than any man alive, and he'll tell you so himself. Our munitions expert. Crazy bastard is gonna blow us all up one day. Does good work though. In the field, his ordnance is highly reliable. It's just his workshop that scares the bejesus out of me. One of the brightest minds in the Citadel. She's really helped us get our weapons and armor up to scratch, and she's always coming up with new and better stuff. Worth a visit just to see what she's got cooking. Woodson's that man right over there, my radio wingman. The man who keeps me on the air. If you want to know more about the repeater units or how to use your radio, see him. Nelson's all right. A bit young, a bit rowdy, a bit gung-ho. but the Rangers need that now. We need new blood, like yourselves. It is your home now, recruits. A place to rest and resupply between missions. A place to learn and to share your knowledge with others. But it's more than that. Despite its tarnished history, the Citadel is a force for good, a shining beacon of justice in a dark land, a bulwark against barbarism in a world of lawlessness and brutality. Indeed, it is the furrowed field out of which the seeds of order will grow into a new and better civilization. Hey, forgive me. Get carried away sometimes, but I do believe we are making a difference despite my shortcomings, and that our flame must not be allowed to be snuffed out. That's why we need young, motivated recruits like yourselves. I've been too cautious, recruits. Since we took this place over 15 years ago, I focused too much on keeping the peace in areas we know, and not enough on outside threats. I wanted to rebuild, get our numbers up, but all I've really been doing is letting the world pass us by. Well, that's gotta change, and the change starts with you. You are going to find out where this threat is coming from. We have a library here, where we compile maps and information about the region to help us with our work. If you want to know about any old tech or ancient knowledge, go talk to old Flintlock there. If you've got map questions, see Gilbert. He's our cartographer. Gilbert was another one of my squad. We called him Thrasher back in the day. A good man to have in a tight spot. Past his fighting days now, though. Took a wound during the Battle of Base Cochise and never fully recovered. Now, he's our cartographer, and damn good at it. You'll find him in the museum with Flintlock. You are our next generation, recruits, and I want you to make us proud. Remember that every action you take reflects directly upon the Desert Rangers as a whole. We've worked hard to gain the trust of the people of Arizona, and to have them accept our authority. Keep that in mind every time you draw your weapon or make a promise. The lives of other Rangers and the rule of law depend on your wisdom, honor, and forbearance. You'll want to talk to our quartermaster, Sergeant Melson, about that. He'll provide you with all the weapons, armor, and gear you need to carry out your duties in the Wastelands. You may also want to talk to Ethel Mercaptain or TNT-10 if you need something special.
Welcome, recruits. Nice to make your acquaintance. Good work saving the day and attaching the repeater units at Ag Center. The General and I thank you. Now I'm guessing you're here to learn more about these mysterious broadcasts you've been helping us with. Well, I'm not gonna say anything bad about the General when I'm sitting right next to him, am I?
You better not, Woodson. I'll take away your smokes ration.
See? But seriously, I think the General has been a wise and cautious leader these past 15 years. Some of the boys may think he keeps it a little too cautious, but they're not the ones who have to feel the calls when good men die. Since we started hearing these strange broadcasts, he decided that the quiet times are over, and his place is here, on the air, listening to the people of the wastes and sending his troops into battle. Well, we spent the 15 years since we defeated the Base Cochise AI retrenching, rebuilding the Citadel, rebuilding our numbers, solidifying our position. It made us a stronger organization, I think. But we also have a smaller footprint now, and some of the places we used to patrol have kind of fallen off the map. Now, though, I think it's time to wake up. The world is changing. These crazy broadcasts, the Red Scorpions in the old prison, reports of trade routes to the east where we thought there was nothing but radiation. If the Rangers still want to be a force for good in the world, then we gotta start stepping out beyond our own backyard. The Red Scorpion militia. They took over the old prison when we moved out. Not really much more than a raider gang, but they're starting to tell everybody that they're the real law in Arizona. And they're asking people to call them for help instead of us. Maybe they're really trying to shape up, but I doubt it. Sounds more like an old-fashioned shakedown scheme to me. Our old home base. Not bad for what it was, but we've been outgrowing it for decades. When we cleared the previous owners out of this place, we saw an opportunity to make a move. We always thought the radiation east of the prison was just too strong, and that travel that way was impossible. But now the Scorpions are claiming they've established trade with a community beyond the radiation called Damanta, and also with a group calling themselves the Servants of Titan. We're not welcome in Scorpion territory, so we can't check the truth of all of this. But they do seem to be getting better weaponry from somewhere, so maybe it's legit. It was the Rangers' greatest enemy, though really all it was a malfunctioning machine. The mainframe of a pre-war military facility that somehow got it into its circuit board head that everybody in the world was its enemy. It started pumping out robots to defend itself. And if we hadn't stopped it, those robots could have killed everyone in Arizona. We don't know where they're coming from, or who's making them. Hell, they could be old pre-war recordings for all we know. But we've been hearing them since the skies started to clear. And they've got a threatening sound to them, so we've been trying to learn more about them, which is what we sent Ace out to do when that robot murdered him. Now, you've already attached one of our repeater units to the radio tower at the Ag Center. But because you were unable to do the same at High Pool, we're in a bit of a bind. See, we intended to make a Watson-Watt Adcock antenna array using those two towers. Our tower here, and the tower where Ace died. Linking those four would have allowed us to pinpoint the origin of the signal. Now, however, we're going to have to try to find the radio tower the General already mentioned to you in Damanta, if it even exists. We use the repeater units to boost a weak radio signal out in the field and transmit the data back to the Citadel. And let me tell you, it was hell trying to find enough parts to make the ones we needed, which is why I'm so glad you were able to find the ones Ace was carrying. I'm so glad you were able to save Ag Center. They're doing so much to develop hardier animal and plant stock that will survive out here in the wastes. It would have been a real blow to have lost them. I'm sorry you weren't able to save High Pool. Its reservoir and treatment plant provided water for us and the other communities in the area. It will be sorely missed. You sure you want to hear this? Most people's eyes glaze over when I start getting technical. Really? Okay, you asked for it. So with the traditional Watson-Watt method of radio direction finding techniques, it is possible to find the direction from which a radio signal was transmitted using two Adcock antenna pairs to perform an amplitude comparison on the incoming signal. An Adcock antenna pair is a pair of antennas that take the vector difference of the received signal at each antenna so that there is only one output from the pair of antennas. Two of these pairs generate what can be referred to as north-south and east-west signals, which will then be passed to the receiver. In the receiver, the bearing angle can be computed by taking the arctangent of the radio of the north-south to east-west signal. Given any four antennas of a known distance from each other, this method can establish a very accurate directional vector on an incoming signal. Satisfied? I've been hearing the Red Scorpions radio chatter about this place for more than a year now. They claim it's somewhere beyond the eastern radiation clouds. I hope they're right. The radio tower that Gilbert says is rumored to be there could be our only hope for tracking down those mysterious broadcasts. Well, it's only a theory, but my guess is that the fallout that's been floating around up there in the ionosphere since the war has been muddying things up there, stopping long-range broadcasts from being reflected back to Earth. Now maybe the fallout is starting to decay, and the ionosphere is slowly returning to normal, allowing it to reflect radio waves like it used to back in the good old days. Or not. I only know what I read in salvage books. All right. Good luck out there. You'll be hearing from us. A tough choice, recruits, with no good outcomes. Still, you chose well. Ag Center is crucial to our plans for Arizona.